squad, find your zone every day.
You didn't have to cut me off. You didn't have to cut me off. Now we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so low. So low. Had to break my journey to change your number. I said I need that goal. Now you're just a body that I used to know. Now you're just a body that I used to know. Now you're just a body that I used to know. Woo!
Got the copter all the way, baby.
All the way, son. What is going on, Charlie? What you doing?
Yeah, it's going good, going good. Waking up here in the mornings of the Tokyo sun, and yeah, it looks like we have Hot Rollins in the chat not being able to sleep over there in the EU, so we are worldwide, baby.
Worldwide, baby. Shit. This is uncut hopium, the best, the purest. Not cut with any of that bullshit. Just pure, straight to the veins. That ready rock, baby. Ready
Make
rock.
you bleed a little bit.
Let's see. Let's see. DCC, my family came from the U.S. from Havana. I'm remembering correctly. You have Cuban roots. No. I'm Mexican. Sorry to disappoint. No. I'm Latino, sir. For sure. Yo, what's going on, you guys? Blue Jay, what's going on, dude? And Art's right. Yeah, sign up for that crypto mindset quarter. I think that's 2, not 3. But soon, you guys. Soon.
Hey, time is irrelevant when you're just continuing to cultivate that crypto.
Definitely. Double tap that like button, you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, or you will be unsubscribed, as per YouTube rules, I imagine. Let's see. Roast con pollo in my belly. Now some Corona y some mota.
Good evening.
Heck yeah. You know what that means, right?
Well, I get the second part. He's drinking some Corona, right?
Yeah, drinking Corona and some weed. And then the first part's like,
okay.
rice and chicken in my belly.
Yeah, I figured it was some sort of dish. Yeah. Nice. Is belly?
Yes. Well, I think he put it back into English for like comedic.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna guess him.
I was gonna say.
He's like, are you near Alaska in Tokyo or Akasaka? Akasaka. I said Alaska.
Yeah, some Japanese names of places are kind of hard to say when you first see them because it's like, okay, what the? There's too many vowels in that thing. But no, I am not. I am. I would say on the west side of Tokyo. So yeah, Akasaka is a little closer over towards the Tokyo Tower there. Not Tokyo Tower, sorry, the Sky Tree, which is not in my background.
what part of Tokyo is the bad part?
Good question. I would say so. It depends on what you mean by "quote unquote" bad, right? So if you go by the American version of what you would consider bad, like crime and yada yada yada,
yeah,
The American military base? No, I'm joking. No.
Specifically where the Marines are at. No,
No.
Specifically with the Navy.
No, but I mean they're all closed off. They have their own land basically. But no, in terms of like quote unquote crime or something, there's not really like there's nowhere in Tokyo that I wouldn't walk in a dark alley in the middle of the night by myself. For a woman, it's a different story. But for guys, like, I'm fine to walk anywhere in Tokyo in the middle of the night on any day of the week. It's fine. But I would say the organized crime, right? The Yakuza, technically, they still have, apparently, this is, from what I've heard, I don't know, but they have a majority of residential real estate in the center of the city still.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so that area, like I've walked into a couple of real estate agents in the center of the city before. They always have a few people who are like 20 years old and a little sus, wearing a suit, but it's not quite right. And so yeah, I mean there still is, that around. But in terms of like general crime, there's no real crime in Tokyo. There's not like a random stuff. Like usually if you hear like of bad crazy shit, like there's this one guy, I mean I won't get too deep into it, but this one guy a couple of years ago, right, he was cutting off people's heads and putting them in places and shit.
Whoa.
But like it's a very rare random crime. Usually people, when they do crime in Japan and Tokyo specifically, it's people who generally know each other. It's like, oh, this person was kind of like a weird neighbor or
Gotcha.
something like that. Yeah, so
but
not
like
really any bad places,
but no random like ninja attacks, or at least not anymore.
Well, if you go to this special place in the countryside of Japan called, I was going to think of something, but then yes, you get all these random ninja attacks. But you can actually go. There's a ninja land down near Kyoto where you can get some random ninja attacks going for sure.
That's cool, man. Let's like outreach programs.
But if you were to say what's the bad part of Tokyo to a person in Tokyo, right? They would say like, oh, the countryside, or oh, this suburb that's just kind of like plain or stuff like that.
Right. Got you. So yeah, man. Well, that's our talk. That's our today for Japan Today, you guys. So no, today's news. There is no random fucking ninja attacks.
The best part about Japanese news, if you look at the news, is every once in a while they just put a random puppy and kitten on there for no apparent reason, and it's just like, oh, that's nice to see on the news instead of oh, tonight we had 12 murders in District 17, and
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons I put the dog as the thumbnail and stuff. Let's see how many people love that doggo. Funny dog pictures.
What was the name of the stream again? Like a doggy dog world.
Yeah, it's a dog. Crypto is a doggy dog world, man. If you don't know what you're doing, man, then they jack your stuff, they take your money, and they say, "So what, kid?"
That Kiba Inu will come right for your ankles and Shiba for your throat.
Right. It's like, what you gonna do? Nothing. Who you gonna call? Crypto mindset.
There you go.
Yeah. But I guess let's get to the AMA part of the thing, and let's just answer some questions and stuff like that. No guys stealing tires or drifting into. Well, maybe that.
Oddly not, but you'd think so.
Right. So let's see. Let's see. You get attacked by touts trying to drag you into bars.
Oh yeah, that is true. So I guess if you were to say like the worst part, if you were to say being a foreigner in Roppongi in the middle of the night, if you like sometimes if you're a tourist in Tokyo, right, and you're like clearly a foreigner, which I mean if you're not Japanese, that's pretty obvious. Then they, exactly, and they'll grab some people, they'll bring them to a bar like when they're really really drunk, put like a little pill in their drink, and then extort them for money. Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like very rare, but if you're in that wrong area in the wrong time of night and not there, you could.
When I read that message, I literally thought they were like they take tourists, force them, and then make them buy drinks.
That's pretty much what it is. And then they tell them their tab is like 3 times longer than it is when they come to. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if you don't pay, the cops are coming.
Damn.
Yep.
Well, Justin Keegs with a just completely different question now.
Let's go to crypto.
All right, DCC. What DFK eggs did you buy? So I'm buying the one egg that's not getting inflated away right now, which is I'm buying the golden eggs right now. Golden eggs, golden eggs, golden eggs. I'm still waiting for the event, the real like egg event to happen, right? Because it hasn't. I think it starts in about a day or two. And of course, I'll go over the crypto mindset course when I go through GameFi and all this stuff with DeFi kingdoms and everything like that. But in terms of the eggs, I would not be buying any eggs right now unless you're buying the golden egg, which you can buy at the merchant right now, which is on Serendale, because the they're going to 10x the amount of emissions of egg drops for hero quests. So there's going to be tons of people getting eggs and probably going to sell them and stuff. So you're going to be able to, within the 3-4 days of the event starting, the price of eggs are going to be on the bottom of the floor, and then I'm just going to scoop up all those eggs because pets are going to go live basically in the next month or so from there. So there's going to be rare pets and unrare pets and stuff like that. So if you want to speculate on that, that's actually not a terrible thing to speculate, because some of these eggs were about $400 to $75, and I think the blue eggs were the $75 eggs, and those are probably going to go to like $8. So is it worth maybe buying like 12 eggs for $100? Maybe. Yeah.
Get a nice half dozen,
Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy, but get the whole rainbow if it's cheap enough. It's like, why not? Let's see what happens. Basically, you might get a rare one, and then if they actually allow, because eventually they're going to do PvP and PvE, and also do pet battles down the line. So if you have these eggs, this is part of the strategy why I'm buying the golden eggs right now, which they cost 50,000 gold, which is roughly at current prices, it's about 93 jewel tokens for 50,000 gold. Every time I buy some, I spike the price up by 2%. It's really funny. but why that's so important is because from what I've been hearing, this is speculation, but from what I've been hearing is that they might get rid of that egg once they start unlocking the other store on Crystal Vale. Because if you go to the trader, when you go into there, you can't really do any. There's no screen to buy any items. But as soon as they do release that, I think that's we might get that golden egg to disappear, and those things might actually be pretty rare. So not bad, Yeah.
Whatever makes the monies.
Yes, sir. Let's see. All right, Coleman. How do you feel about the jewel price right now? Do you see it recovering anytime soon? Should we pull up the chart on it?
Sure. Yeah, I got it up here. Share screen.
I love to buy me drinks. Girls.
Dude, they're down. They're down.
Charlie knows all too well.
They're on vacation. You gotta get the right. You can't scare them.
So you're talking about like foreign girls that go to like
Tokyo.
No.
He's talking about Japanese girls in Okinawa.
Ew. Okay. Yeah,
they're usually on vacation there. We can talk more about that a little bit. Going back to Jewel. So yeah, we got a pump here, right? Dump here, basically coming back to where it started. So you could assume that this is still then in its corrective phase, right? This did look like it was potentially gearing up for another leg to the upside, but it came down here essentially saying it's probably right. I mean, you could argue this is a wave 1, 2, right? If 2 doesn't go below the beginning of 1, it's still technically intact, and we could get then a wave 3 coming after that. But it just looks to me right now that it's still just, kind of finding its fair value. A lot of people are still happy to sell it. So because of that, right? If you do take this last up move and you were to take a fib retracement on it, just a super simple one, right? We did go below this 0.786, which is usually the last support level before on a retracement before you basically neutralize the previous uptrend. So the uptrend is no longer intact, and we are now in another downtrend here for Jewel. Doesn't mean, right, we have to continue in a downtrend. We could stop that downtrend at any time, depending on obviously what's happening with the game and the platform. But I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it went below $4, but I kind of would be. There's the part of me that wouldn't be is in terms of just looking at the chart, like, yeah, it can continue to go down and find new lows. I mean, that's basically what it did right here. It came down, popped up a bit, right, and then came down and found new lows. I don't think you get anything this severe, right? I think if you get new lows, it's not very far below $4, and I would scoop that up like crazy. But yeah, I would say, if we start seeing some momentum to the upside, what you want to watch for is this 10-day moving average. If we start catching like 3, 4, 5 days closing above that area, then the lows could be in. So either way you slice it, right? The APY and emissions on Jewel and everything in that DFK space is so nice that we don't really care about the price all that much because we know at some point it will come back right towards the $20+ region. And so, grabbing it here, down at $4, $5, $2, $3, whatever is good.
Yeah, give me one. Let me try to pull up the current unlock rate. But I think currently right now the unlock rate for Crystal is about 9%. And the current unlock rate for Jewel is pretty high right now. Let me double check. It is okay, 73% unlocked. So basically, damn near all of it, pretty much unlocks. And so those yields are really, really juicy on Serendale, and you're starting to get sort of people. I think we are going to get we're going to start getting sort of a breakout at some point within the next 2-3 weeks on Jewel, because the APRs are starting to go down on Jewel, because more and more people are starting to stack up more Jewel right now into Jewel Phantom, Jewel Luna, and then Jewel One, because those APRs were at 400% APRs. They're now in the 360 range. So
how do you feel about the price depending on the market, obviously, when we get towards Epoch 51 on Jewel in July?
That is really, really interesting. A
lot of factors involved, of course.
Yeah, that's a lot of factors. I'm kind of guesstimating that. Damn, that is a good question, actually.
Because if we do what I was thinking based on that chart, without the fundamental side of it, right? If it does pump up and get past, $11, like it can go real good. So, because it would still be in that impulsive type pattern potentially. So I'm just trying to think, okay, what would be a narrative? What would be, one narrative I can think of is the July Epoch 51, where things start coming unlocked. But then at the same time, it's a narrative to pump a bit, but it's, people will be dumping as well. So it's kind of like, how much, is there more supply or demand? I would think until September, there's not going to be as much demand as, it doesn't seem like there will be a lot of demand for a nice, like, pump to new all-time highs or anything like that. But once it does go to new all-time highs, I think Jewel's going to get on a pretty good ride.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'm kind of my ultimate kind of suspicion about what's going to happen is they're more than likely when the epoch's over and stuff like that. I think the way they kind of stop, the downward pressure, at least help it out, is with the Coinbase listing that they essentially have in their back pocket with Crystal. I mean, with Jewel. I'm sorry, with Jewel.
I mean, when you look at something like Spell, though, so I mean, Spell was in a counter trend to a downtrend. It was popping up a bit, and the Coinbase listing on Spell helped it for maybe 5 days.
Yeah.
Right. And then Coinbase listings get sold off quicker these days because they've been putting so many coins on their platform, right? Which is kind of unfortunate because they used to have a lot of. I mean, in 2017, man, that was the thing.
That was a lot of power, yeah. You would launch on there. But I mostly mean it in terms of that it can actually help support the price from going down as fast, basically.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, in terms of the volume. Right? Yeah, just because, I mean, you can go on the website right now and just buy with a debit or credit card. So there are some restrictions on that a little bit, but obviously, Coinbase's users and stuff they'll ape into basically any game coin and stuff. So it'd be pretty nice, I think. Yeah. But but I think the listings would end up happening once the market's kind of back into full bull mode. I mean, I was listening to a very interesting interview from the founder of our favorite. Shout out to Harry Ye. Tuesday, baby. He was. I mean, this guy's full fucking bulltard out here. Like I love it, man.
He's I mean, he's good at what he does. I'll say that.
He's still saying. He's saying like. So the interview itself was from like 2 months ago, and he was pretty much saying like, because I finally found a full version where I could actually watch the entire thing, his presentation, and he was basically saying like So with the I think he did some sort of Bitcoin conference about 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Not in Miami, but a different one. But maybe been the Bitcoin Worldwide conference or so. Mm-hmm. But he pretty much had said that he's still suspecting a $400,000 BTC end of year. I was like, yo.
No, I mean, so the only reason, so I learned this from Max Kaiser, and
Right.
it is. I mean, he's pumping his own bag, so I don't blame him. But
Right.
essentially, what all these guys do, right, is they just want to FOMO the dumb institutional money, and it's funny to watch, but it's like,
Shh, stop! You're hurting the pump.
but
No, but it is interesting to hear him say that because, like, I was hearing those numbers. I was hearing a lot of those 400,000 because I mean, like, legitimately, like, that was one of the first numbers I actually ever said myself back in the first course we ever did was like the highest range for like the bull market. If like,
if it got
for
like
super
insanely
for the
ridiculous.
super. Yeah, for 400 G's. Or I've heard some other people say some ridiculous stuff of like $1 million. And I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here. No way. Like, even that's no. End of decade? Yeah, of course. Sure. And even Kathy Wood said so. Kathy Wood and stuff, who runs, what's her fund's name?
Oh, ARK Invest.
ARK Invest and stuff like that. She's usually pretty good on those macro calls and stuff when it's pretty, like, she's really good at getting into the retail heavy sort of stocks and stuff like that. So she did with Tesla, Apple, and much other ones were like, well, anyone could have done that, but yeah, you didn't though. Well, she did it though. She did. Yeah.
Yep.
But even
she was
$1
schooling Elon Musk on Bitcoin a while before he even bought a little bit. So
right. It's interesting, yeah, and then too that it's a female, so they listen even more, right? In the media, right? Like, woman said this, so like why not? Let's.
Yeah, and I mean it's interesting whenever these new narratives come out from her, Michael Saylor, or whoever is the hot new voice on the block in that year, right? They get stale, not after like the first 6 months, but after like a year. It's like,
right.
I've heard that shtick, right? Which is good, but yeah, I guess they don't reinvent themselves as much in terms of like, hey, let's look at it from this angle, that angle. Like, they don't. Well, I guess probably somebody like Harry Ye, right, or somebody who's calling for ridiculous stuff is probably going to admit that they were wrong less and to adjust, But somebody like Kathy Wood, I could see being like, okay, if we don't hit 250K by 2025, 2026 or something, then she might be like, okay, we need to adjust this, that, or the other thing. But her whole assumption, right, was that like 5% or 10% of all Fortune 500 companies would have some Bitcoin on their balance sheet or something like that, which is a pretty bold statement. But I think by 2025, 2026, that's not too hard.
Yeah, at least 1% at that point. By 28, I expect that. I'm with Kathy Wood on that and stuff. Not just because she said that, because that's kind of my thoughts exactly where we were going to hit. Like,
yeah,
I'd be shocked if we don't hit like 1.5 million on BTC. 1.5 to 2.5 million by the end of the end of decade. That's like 28, 29. 2020.
Yeah, and not adjusted for inflation, including inflation.
Including inflation, yeah. With if we're talking about purchasing power, so let's just say BTC is at 1.5 million, and it hits that in 2028, then I would probably classify that as like $900,000 today, something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 750 plus somewhere in there. Yeah. So
still a W, but like, yeah, inflation definitely bit into that for sure.
Dude, I mean, this is real for anybody out here, and I think everybody in the Moon Gang, right? We have 134 people watching live. I think everybody here today wants, right, to say at some point in their life, I have $1 million to my name, right? And that was, a number that was important. Now I think that number's 10, right? And like throughout the decade, the Citadel is just going to continue to get, like, the walls of the Citadel are just going to continue to get higher and higher and higher because of inflation. So, the boys who are stacking now, I highly commend people who are getting into crypto, who are continuing to do crypto, who are continuing to slog it out. It might feel like you're walking like knee deep in a bog or something, with some, packs on your back and all that jazz. But the people who are able to get through that part of the journey, man, those guys are the guys who will be climbing the Citadel over the next few years, like, very rapidly. So, it's hard. I get it. Like when we were, when prices were down, in 2018, the only thing I remember doing was just studying more, like, okay, let's keep doing this. And I was just kind of surprised. How come nobody's around? How come there's nothing going on? Like, like, it's just kind of like that like not the ignorance, but a little bit of just being like, full steam ahead. Well, I was like,
Right.
how come these other people aren't?
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised me, but because it's so obvious to me that if you can make that much money during a bull market in this industry, like you got to be involved somehow, right?
Right.
But so many people just went away.
I mean, they hate us because they hate us, like it's a lot of them just don't have the drive for it or something. And on top of that, like real hype driven. I mean, obviously we're all hype driven into
Right.
it to a certain portion of that, but like we saw the vision basically and said like, oh, this is market going to go away? No.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Let's set up the dominoes this time. Because like last time, right? I mean, I personally got into in like late 2016, right? So I didn't catch the beginning of the whole wave. The wave kind of started in the last cycle, basically middle of 2015. Basically, the BTC slowly starting to kind of recover, and then I would really count it more of 2016. If I had gotten into the market in like January of 2016, I would have been able to take way more advantage of the multiples.
Of course.
I would have been able to make and stuff because I was primarily only investing into cryptocurrencies for at least first 6 months, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, which those are pretty good. dummy portfolio, right? But
yeah,
it was W's though. It was a W, huge W.
Well, that's what you need, right? Especially towards that period of time. Yeah, I think it's always funny to kind of reminisce and look back on all the mistakes that we have made, and yet, where we've gotten to. So that's kind of the thing. I think there was somebody, was there earlier in the chat? It wasn't not a super chat. Can't remember, but I think somebody asked like, I don't know, something about like, oh, how do you feel comfortable? Now I remember. Let me see if I can pick this one up. I think this is okay. So Clark, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I was saving it, but okay,
it's a good question. It's a good question. Right. So when did you feel comfortable going full time at? Was it because of the course sales, or was it crypto? What's a realistic timetable? Where I was going with this thought, right, is that you should get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I know how fucking gay that sounds, and like how cheesy, or everybody says shit like that, right? But what I would just say for this is like, I never felt comfortable going full time ever. Ever. Like
you almost never do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel comfortable where we're at now to some extent, but still not 100%, right? In terms of, I know I'm never going back to corporate, but at the same time, like I don't feel comfortable until we're taken care of for multiple lifetimes, to be honest, with how much inflation is going on and stuff. So that's one thing. But in terms of like probably what he means here, like, in terms of when I went full time in 2019, I got into crypto in May of 2017, right? I got heavy into crypto in September of 2017. And then I quit my job in September of 2018. So about a year and a half into it, which sounds like a very short period of time, but it seemed kind of like a long period of time. And I was like, yeah, I know crypto pretty well, and, jumped off that bandwagon. It cost me about $70,000 in future bonuses that I was going to get for my company over that 6 months. If I would stayed another 6 months, but I was like, fuck it. Let's go. We got to catch this bottom of the bull market. I thought the bull market, right, would be maybe like pretty quick. So once it started going, I was like, yeah, but like, yeah, it was, I was just like, I don't want to be late. Don't want to be late to starting, business and my YouTube and all this stuff. Right. So, I always just had a fire under my ass for that. And in 2019, I guess what was the thing that I was able to do to stay afloat during 2019? Because it definitely wasn't the course, because we didn't come out with that until 2020. And it wasn't really sales of anything on YouTube. So it was all crypto. Right. And it kind of was like,
because you were trading a lot more actively back then as well, if I remember correctly. Because we were talking, and you were like moving a lot of stuff around back in the day.
Yeah. And they have ATMs here that you can connect your accounts to, which was nice. But essentially, it kind of felt like treading water in 2019. Because you'd make a profit, but then you'd spend it, right? So like one story that I always tell is I brought in 2018, I went from 10 Ethereum to 100 Ethereum, right? And then it spent like a lot of it. So it sucks. It is what it is. But you got to keep going, right? So I don't think you ever should feel comfortable and there's just going to be different phases of how you feel comfortable, but for what, right? So like at the very beginning, you want to survive and then thrive, right? But once you thrive, you want to be able to do that throughout your lifetime. You don't want to just do it for 10 years and have to go back to the
you seriously have to have enough. Like I would recommend. I mean, even if you're making enough money from the portfolio, you've got to have enough cash in the bank where you don't need to sell any of that cryptocurrency, basically.
And the one thing people don't realize is as you do climb the rungs, right, taxes still come at you.
Right. It's just it's quite a lot of stuff. Like I remember, like when was it? I mean, I basically didn't have to. I mean, it was a weird thing where my portfolio really started to appreciate quite a lot and stuff like that. I think I've told people the stories already of like how much Doge I used to have and how much mana and stuff, and like like a lot. I used to have a lot of mana. I had a lot of mana. I had a lot of mana and stuff. Shout out the Wearable Kings, but no, I had quite a lot of coins. I got into Hex early. I bought the Bitcoin bottom, Ethereum bottoms, and Litecoin bottoms, and I bought all this sort of power top, baby. But but no, I bought
taking names though. Busted cheeks, I should say.
They call me Splash Mountain. But what ended up what kind of ended up happening is, like, I'd spent damn near like 12 years, well, at the time, like 10 years of my life building up my business. And I had employees, and I had family members that worked for me, and I had a lot of stuff. So it was this whole thing where even if I wanted to go full time, I could not physically. I could not go full time. I wasn't gonna like, hey guys, sorry, I had to fire like 4 of my family members and like a bunch and like I think at the time I had like 5 employees. Just tell them, all right, sorry, you guys don't have a job later. Bye.
Go full time crypto, boys.
Full time crypto, baby. No responsibility. Go to the job.
Hard rug.
Hard rug. I was telling Charlie. Charlie was one of the few people I was telling that to privately and stuff. And just kind of like I was like, I want to go full time, but I literally just cannot because I have these responsibilities. And like a lot of people know that I was even doing the crypto. I did the first 3 or 4 crypto mindset courses working full time.
Yep.
On top of that,
which is part of the reason why we had the time slots that we did. They continue to work out very well, but yeah,
they're like, so because I was my own boss, I had my workers go out there and stuff like that. And then, but I would still set up to make sure to show up a little bit before lunchtime in order to make sure that they didn't burn the fucking projects down to the ground. And then be able to, then stay there until about maybe 5 or 6 or 5:30 in the afternoon, then rush home from traffic, take a shower real quickly, get changed. And then like, hey, what's going on, you guys? Here for Crypto Mindset Q1. December of 2020. and then essentially stream for until about damn near midnight my time, and then wake up super early in the morning and do it all over. And it was just like not burning the candle at both ends. And then at some point it became like it was too much, basically, where like my business at the same time Crypto Mindset was expanding and my business was like doubling as well at the same time. So like crypto was going up, my business was going up, and Crypto Mindset was going like nothing but W's. But at some point you literally only have so many hours.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the guys a lot of the guys who were around in those original courses, I was drinking bangs or energies. I was having probably 5 a day, probably. Like, so I was having 2 monsters or 2 white monsters or 2 Red Bulls in the morning and the nighttime. And then on top of that, I'll be taking coffees that I'll be buying at 7-Eleven. Like I was on like, dude, I was on like 1,000, a jack to the tits, 1,000 plus milligrams of like caffeine a day plus, until like I told
a mild heart attack. No.
Actually, literally, I actually almost literally had a mild. I told Charlie like there's this, I forgot which webinar, I don't know, I think it was in Q2. I think I almost had a heart attack, and during live on the webinar.
Let's make sure that doesn't happen.
That was kind of, for me, that was my like, yo, Miguel, you need to choose a lane, basically. And so I ended up just restructuring a lot of my, I spent like Charlie knows that I spent an unbelievably large amount of time in once the courses ended on, I think Q2 or Q1, I think it was Q2, restructuring it and passing the business along to like my brothers. And then I think I gave a couple of, maybe like 10% of the business to like one of the employees as well, just because he wanted to start his own stuff. And I just like, passed him stuff for him to get started as well.
Yeah, which is nice.
which is nice and stuff. So and then from there, it was just also, and then on top of that too, when you do go full time, you have one hell of a time figuring out your schedule.
Yep. And yeah, well, I'll let you finish up. There's another thing I was going to add on to that once you're done, but yeah, it's interesting.
It was it's one hell of a time because like your life is very structured. Like my life was extremely structured.
Yep.
For my entire life. I mean, from 18 to like 28, 29 years old, my day was structured. The minute the sun goes up, I'm outside. I'm putting tools in trucks. You know, I'm getting my guys ready to go. I'm getting my breakfast, lunch, and all ready and stuff. And then we're on the road, and I've got schedules to keep up and stuff like that. So it's like from this time to this time slot, I'm stuck in a trap almost. Like that's how you feel like in a job, right? So you end up having this thing of like you're spending all day thinking about like, oh, I can't wait to go to the gym. Oh, I can't wait to go talk about crypto. I can't wait to stream. And you spend all day like mentally masturbating in your mind about like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this. And so when you go there, you have this maximum passion. But the minute that you do not have the structure and the person whipping the whip at your back, will you have the same level of passion? And a lot of people don't.
Yep.
So
it's a really important question.
The
gym, and I
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
was just gonna
No, Sean, I'm talking. This is my channel now.
Well, it's always been your channel, yeah.
But just like one last point. So it's like some people are actually lying to themselves that they really want to do something full time. Actually. Yep. Where like they just really want to fuck around really all day. That's what they really want to do.
I was actually going to say that. Yeah, you find out who is who, not right away, right? So I would say like, you do some, if you can get that time right to where you're like, hey, I'm going to go on vacation for a few weeks and stuff like this before you really get to the slog of it, fine, right? And then there's some people when they get out of the structure, right? They takes them time to find a new structure, fine, right? But you got to be consistent with what you're doing at least, right? You got to continue to, get through the hard parts, continue to move your feet, all that stuff, right? At least, and then once you hit your stride, good. Because not everybody's going to be like, super on the ball like right away after they get done with their job and stuff. But the people who will not make it, right, going full time crypto is the people who rely on gains, rely on their bag, right? Because for me, that's what put the fire to my ass so much. I was like, I want to stop spending crypto. I want to build up the business to be viable, but I could not do it when I was full time corporate. Right? It's impossible. Right. So it's like chicken and the egg, right? What should come first, right? And it's like security or starting it, and it's just like you just got to get going, right? And so like there's some people who are like towards the end of a bull market, they'll quit, and then they'll like through the bear market, like for a long time, a few years, right? They'll go through their whole bag and then they'll have nothing in the next bull market. And it's like, what's the point of that? Like that is wild to me. Like
some of your favorite YouTubers, you guys are like, damn, should be giga rich and are just like over here slinging fucking shit coins, like paid shills and stuff. And like that's something I'm very proud that me and Charlie were like, we never had to do that ever.
Well, and the funny thing about that is it stunted the growth of our channels a bit because we won't sell out, right? I mean, it's funny, like I don't know why, but that sellout aspect basically works for views. It is what it is. But
do you think it's the fairy dust of like promising like dumb, unrealistic gains or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not being realistic. Or I mean, it's fine to look towards upside prices, but like give a caveat or give something, right? But some stuff is just ridiculous, like just we could go through a bunch of examples.
Charlie, like, if you for every $1,000 that you invest into Pepe Clock, you could possibly make over $1 million in Pepe coin. For every 1,000.
One Pepe coin is $1, you're a millionaire. Yeah, I mean, shit. Let's do it. But that is, to be honest, one of the biggest things about our brands that we're able to do is that we can talk unfiltered, however we want, because we're monetizing ourselves or our own business, right? If you can't shill yourself, what else can you shill? But we're trying to do it in a way that like this is what I would have wanted as a service or product. If I was, back in the early days of my crypto days, or even, now if I wasn't full-time crypto, right? So, yeah,
I'm proud to
it's a
say
pretty
that
simple proposition.
right, because a lot of people aren't proud of what they do. Like
Right.
I'm super proud of what I do. It's just sometimes I just don't want to dox myself to tell people at like a random place, like, oh hey, yeah, I educate thousands of people in cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, and then it becomes like a monstrously long conversation when you're just trying to have a drink at the bar.
You know what I found? I found a way to diffuse those conversations.
What?
So
How?
I was just testing out different things, right? Like,
Yeah,
because sometimes you'll say like, "Oh, I like, what do you do?" "Oh, I do YouTube." That leads to a bunch of questions, right? So don't say that.
right.
Or hey, like I teach people about cryptocurrency. That goes to a bunch of questions as well. But if you
Yeah.
say I teach people, or like you teach people about finance, or just if you say something yada yada finance, just shuts people off right away. Like, oh, that's cool. Like they think like, all right, whatever, just move it on. You know.
I'm hey, yeah, I teach people about bonds and retirement accounts. Ah, okay, cool. Well, that guy's a carton of saltines.
Exactly.
There's one I haven't done yet, but I really want to do it. Is like when someone asks me that, because I get asked that like almost like every week, like by some just random person, like, "Hey, what
Yeah.
do you do for a living?" I really want to say, "Oh, I'm an online distributor for AdamandEve.com." I sell green dildos to the market, you guys.
Hey man, so got to do what you got to do, right?
Right, but no,
Just
thanks, Clark. That's a really good question for sure. Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Oh, so here's another question right here. This one's a really good one. Oh, did you finish your point, or did you want to keep going?
No, we're good.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so you just think really long and hard. AdamandEve.com. Use my affiliate link. Yeah, but
It's in
think
the
really long.
description below.
Miguel's picks is my playlist. No, but all jokes aside and stuff, but basically, yeah, think really long and hard about like whether you are going to go full time crypto, as well as like to make sure that it does. It's easier if you're single as well. And everything, and you
100%.
got to, if you do have people relying on you, you've got to make sure that you can't be. That's what it's easier when you're younger. All right, if you have
Yeah.
kids, it's a little bit of a harder sort of thing. So if you got kids, you really got to make sure you got those savings to like do it, because
Well,
you're not just risking your
well,
life.
and time.
Yeah.
Time is
Yeah.
huge. Like that's the hard part with when you have kids, right? Is like the time that's necessary. Sometimes it depends on what you're doing full time crypto, right? If you're getting a job within crypto, I don't think it's too bad because whatever. But if you're running your own business, it's a different story.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone who runs their own business knows that they don't work 40 hours a week. You work 70, 80 hours
Yep.
a week, like nonstop.
Let's just go. What's 24 times 7? Let's just go with that.
Oh my God, shut up. I'm even doing calculations in my sleep.
Sometimes.
All right, Chase. If you were sitting on a turd bag of XRP, nice, and bought it at $1.10 and it's now at 77 cents, would you recommend taking an L, reallocating the position to something we discuss in the crypto minds? Of course, obviously not financial advice. The way I would tackle that is I would probably just hold 2/3 of it, like today, like yesterday. Basically, I would keep 1/3 of it, because I do believe that as much as like we shit on XRP and everything like that, they're probably going to win their lawsuits. It's looking like it's going that way. So that means relisting. So that means we're probably going to see an XRP at like $2 to $3 again. So if you keep 1/3 of it, you'll essentially at some point, right? That's like 1 to 2 years from now. Keeping a moon bag never hurts, right? But that's why I'm recommending. I would kind of, if I was telling a friend or something, like 2/3 of it, just get that shit out of here. Basically, like you're not down that bad on 77 cents.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's like 30%.
Yeah. It happens all the time. There's sometimes you positions, you're like, yeah, that didn't work out. Oh well, cut your losses and just move it, keep it moving, basically. Yeah.
Yep. If you cut your losses, and especially if you cut them quickly, that'll keep you around into the place that'll make you more.
And with an XRP, right? If I had even an inkling that like they were going to lose their lawsuits, I would basically, like, if I was telling my brother or something like that, I would tell him like, get all that shit today, all of it gone, bye. But do it the way you want to do it, or if you want to sell of it, hey, there you go. I mean, that money can be used. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about a lot of cryptocurrencies, a lot of the oldies but goodies, talking about new news coming out and stuff like that. Like I got a bunch of Tomb Tuesday and all this other Tomb, like T-share positions and stuff. I mean, I just recently bought a pretty sizable position in I added more T-shirt Phantom recently, like today, like before the stream. So I'm not gonna say how much, but it's a pretty good amount. So a lot of cool stuff is kind of going on, but you got to know what you're doing and stuff like that. So always, if you don't know like what place you kind of get into, so it's never a bad idea to stack some Ethereum or stack some USDC.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. And you want to answer?
I would agree 100 wholeheartedly. That was exactly what I would say too. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, at some point it'll pump. But the question is when.
Right. So how much are the eggs? Let me see. They're about 50,000 gold, which is kind of arbitrary. It's like, let me see. Can you see this?
It's loading. Yep, now I can see it.
Okay. So if this is Sarandale right here, right? It's going to be under the vendor, the guy, the shady guy with the green eyes right here. And you go to the vendor, you go to buy items, and it's called a golden pet. It's going to cost 50,000 gold. So if you were trying to buy something like 50,000 gold, right? Let's just go with Jewel token. Let's go DFK gold. 91.9 Jewel for that. So if we're going USDC one, right?
$1 million.
430 basically $420 basically.
Nice.
So that's how much it's costing to buy that sort of thing, and then it's kind of inflation protected in terms of you can only buy it at the vendor. It's at a set price. As more and more people get heroes and get gold from missions and stuff, that helps out. But there is only so much gold that's ended up being created, as well as this is also a supply sink, sort of like when they had this in World of Warcraft, when you were able to buy epic mounts that cost about 100,000 gold. It's a way for them to just essentially get rid of a ton of inflation. For the gold supply. So when you buy stuff from the stores, right, it isn't like it goes into back. It goes back into a piggy bank that essentially burns it basically. So it's something like that. So I've so far I've gotten like 2 or 3 of these eggs right now, and I'm kind of buying one or two of them every other day. But I can pay for off of emissions, right? So if it's too much for you, don't do it. I just want to bring it to you guys' attention. But these are some of the things that I'm looking inside of the DFK chain games, where like if they get rid of the egg in the store, oh boy, like those eggs could be worth like a nice mint. So I am speculating, kind of gambling here. So FYI.
Hey, it's the name of the game.
Yep.
Name of the game.
Let's see. Will you know when Plancy will have his affiliate link?
Never.
Never.
No.
Yo, fuck that kid, son. No. No,
he technically has it.
Yeah,
So,
he has it.
In a bit. Don't worry about it.
DFK reminds me of Venture Quest. Yeah, I wish, man. I wish I could have like my golden sword and stuff and everything like that. Let's see. We're all buying eggs, pussycats, unicorns, and making money. Wild. Yeah.
Don't forget some milk and.
Let's see. Maximus. Yes. So this is the newest hex coin that's come out. Effectively, all it is basically an incentivized pool in order to stake out a bunch of hex for a 555 stake and to get the 10% bigger pays better bonus. For, the bigger pays better bonus maxes out at, if I remember, 150 million hex. Currently, they have about 39 million hex that's been sacrificed so far. So you have effectively about 13-14 more days to use Maximus to mint coin. So 1 hex equals 1 Maximus. Now, a Maximus token gives you claim to those tokens when they come out of that 555 stake. So if you're buying Maximus, you are really playing it for the super long term. I'm talking about 15.2 years from now, which is was that 2037? 2037. So
let's go 2037, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, 2037.
110 more years until all Bitcoin is mined after that.
So if you want to throw a little bit, hey, I don't think it's a terrible idea if you want to throw like a little bit of hex at it, but it's the sort of thing where like I'd rather keep a lot of my liquid hex, especially in the next couple of months. One thing I have noticed though, since Maximus come out, the Hex price has been going up because some people are buying Hex right now to then stake it in the Maximus contract and get all the bonuses as well.
Yeah, I
and
mean, if you're
Maximus,
going to be making one of those stakes anyways, might as well, right?
right. So it's a kind of a way to, and you essentially get a liquidity of a token. So it's kind of cool. So it's not terrible. I'm still debating it on my side. It's just I'm weighing a lot of different options out myself. I like having liquid. At the same time, I do like making stakes. And then I'm not, even though I'm a big proponent of like 555 stakes, I'm not. I don't prime. I have a very balanced approach where I like having a nice amount coming out every year and kind of doing my ladders and stuff. So I'll talk about more during the course and stuff. The price. There is going to be times where you're going to be able to buy the Maximus token at a deep discount compared to the market. So let's just say if essentially Maximus should be worth about 1.1 hex per Maximus, give or take, maybe a little bit more, because they also are going to get an allocation of a Hedron as well with the Maximus stakes and stuff. So technically, the Maximus token should be worth a tiny bit more than the hex, the underlying hex. But let's just call it 1 for 1, right? Let's just say Hex is 50 cents in the future and Maximus should be 50 cents. It's very possible that Maximus will be worth 5 cents, 10 cents. And then at other times it will hit parity or hit higher, because sometimes the Hex price is going up and then the Hedron underlying, if they do use Hedron with it, the Hedron could be really high up, so it could be worth like 60 cents per token. So the thing is its baseline is basically the price appreciation of the T shares going up and the underlying Hex that's on the stake and stuff. So it kind of goes up and down in a line and stuff. I'll have a little. I'll make some sort of infographic basically for the courses and stuff on this. Every single day, more and more coins, you guys. That Hex webinar is just getting longer and longer, bros.
I'm pretty sure the Pulse chain is going to be a thing for a while now.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna be quite a lot of stuff as well. So, but definitely
we'll
we'll
be a lot
talk
of
about
good
it.
stuff coming out in the Hex and Pulse chain ecosystems.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So I like Crypto Sloth. I like Maximus, but you don't really need to participate in the min phase. You can always buy later if need be. That's true too. So yeah, you could buy it on a discount and stuff. But yeah, but it depends if you want to do that. I think at some point there could be a strategy there. If like during a bear market, everyone forgets about Maximus for a bit, you could like buy some out. But 15 years is a long time. But yeah, let's see. Guys, have you aped during Q1 and prices are better on alts? Do you get into new promising positions or dollar cost down on ones you have? It's kind of a mixture depending on your portfolio, really. I don't know. What do you think?
Highly dependent on portfolio for sure. It's just in general, right? So if you aped during Q1, prices are or were better on alts. Do you get a new projects? Okay, so yeah, basically if prices are better
you're up
on
or
alts,
down, yeah.
Right. It depends on which alts you're talking about, but yeah, some of them are down, some of them are up from where they were in Q1. But yeah, like the question really is like, do you get a new position or dollar cost average down the ones you have? It also depends on how much capital you're putting into your portfolio, right? Like, so if you're increasing your portfolio by like double, right, then yeah, new positions are going to be in there for sure. And but like if you're just putting a bid in, the dollar cost average down, like, do you have enough to take on a whole new position is the question, right? And that would be, let's say, somewhere between 3 to 7% of your portfolio, right? If you don't have enough for that, then I would lean towards building up the positions you already have. But yeah, it's pretty subjective depending on what your portfolio is.
Right. Now I'm going to ask a very, very interesting question. Very interesting. The whole world wants to know. Question for Charlie: you got a girl in Japan, or are you just spinning plates? I've never heard you talk about it.
Yeah, so I mean, I've maybe once or twice, but not very often. Yeah, for sure. Basically, I guess I'll tell them this. I did mention this a while back, but yeah, I got divorced here in Japan a little bit ago, and yeah, so playing the
Charlie, I've just heard about this. I've just heard about what? Why did you tell me about this? What the fuck,
bro? Yeah, so just playing the field there. But yeah, if you have any specific questions, not on strategies and different things in Japan, Japan's funny, man. Like there's literally I don't know, like there's some funny shit that goes on here in terms of well, just in terms of like, so let's say like you want to find the niche of girls who are just like into gaijin. Like there's like a bar called The Hub, which is a British place. It's just like, but it's just always kind of It's just a little dirty. Those types.
Jesus, dude. Like those bitches are grimy.
Well, trust me, if you do, well, anyways. But yeah, so it's not like you want to do that much. But yeah, anyways, we'll keep it there.
All right, back to crypto, you guys. Beats is still at a juicy price. Dang, trying to DCA, but I don't know if it will go down lower. Hey man, just today I just bought how much? How much was it? Yeah, I mean it wasn't a crazy amount, but basically I bought like what was it, like $8,000 worth of Beats today and staked it. So yeah, at current prices. So I'm a buyer. I mean, as long as Beats is under 60, 70 cents, I'm just like stacking and stuff. Because obviously, like, you know, I kind of like right now that like $1 buying me like 2 and some change Beats right now. It's kind of nice because those voting, right? So I mean, if actually here I'll share the screen of power. So if we go to the screen of power right here and we go to the Beats bribes, right? So for every 1,000 Beats you have, right? Let this load for a second. You're talking about $20 worth of rewards here, $12 of rewards, 15 rewards. So it's like by buying like, let's say $8,000 worth, right? 16. So it's like I've gotten about 16 extra votes. So let's just say I put my money in this one, right? So so I go 15 times 16. Wait, yeah, okay. 15 times 1502, $225 every 2 weeks. So if I multiply that by 52 times a year, just by doing that, I've essentially bought myself about 11,000. So $8,000 invested, but admission rewards are giving me an additional $11,715 from that AGs, and that's not including the 40%, 50% APR on top of that. On the money in the pool and stuff. It's just money. I'm telling you, man, there's if you know, crypto's the way, baby.
Print that money, baby.
That's not even that. That's not with money. That's not with price appreciation either. That's just yield coming in.
Nice. Free money. Keep printing, baby.
All right, Bubba Dubba. Let's see. I feel. Oh my God! Wow. I feel like once the hero snapshot is over in Crystalvale, people will pull their crystal out and get it back into Jewel LPs on Serendale. Unlock period is brutal for smaller bags on Crystalvale. Yeah, this is why we've been recommending on guys with smaller bags to just daily claim and just dump your crystal into either USDC or buy LPs just to further increase your LP positions for free. I mean, I have not collected on any of my crystal emissions yet at all. Only on my Jewel Crystal. You can do it individually, basically. But I'll have more explanations how to do that. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a lot of the Jewel that I'm generating on Serendale, bridging that over, and depositing it into Jewel Crystal LPs, and then I'm collecting on that LPs and stuff like that. Whether when my Jewel X Jewel, I haven't touched it at all, and it's spicy. That's some nice gains on those coins right there. That's some good coins. But I'm waiting. I'm kind of speculating between because right now it's about 9% unlock. In a couple days, let me take a look exactly. So, sorry. Let's see.
This is where you can put on the Jeopardy music.
Dun 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 dun. Don't
think that's how it goes.
I was like, dum, 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 dum. Yeah, it's like not loading. Oh, here we go. View harvest. So yeah, in approximately 3 days, so it will go from 9% unlock to an 11% unlock. So I'm basically somewhere in the range of like, I'll probably cash out on some of my crystal and stuff and kind of lock in some crystal profits, the locked crystal and unlocked crystal probably around 17 to 19. So that's about what is that? 3 to 4 weeks from now, for myself personally. So that's basically what I'm doing. Yeah, for sure, bro. I think that was for you, Charlie, actually, because you when you were showing the chart. I'm really behind on the web. On the
right. Yeah, you're literally going through them all, right?
Oh yeah, I tried to and stuff, and then eventually at some point I get frustrated and just go to the new ones.
And then you play the Pepicopter.
Oh, look at this! Shoo, 400K, baby, back to the beginning of the stream.
Yeah,
But,
let's just loop back into the conversation. Yeah.
let me just. I'm scrolling a little faster now. Let's see. Oh, $10 super chat. Jerry Oaksmith, $10 super chat. What do you call an American bee?
It's setting up for probably a terrible, terrible joke. But
I don't know.
I'll give Jerry a shot here. Jerry, what do you call an American bee? I don't know.
We're gonna find out later because
We're gonna find out soon.
Yeah. An American bee, a wasp? I don't know. That might be British. White Anglo-Saxon.
Put up the question
Protestant.
again. What do you call? Okay, so what do you call an American bee? A C? No, it doesn't. I don't know.
Yankee Doodle? I mean, I don't know.
We'll see. We'll find out. So Jerry, come on, give us the answer.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Oh.
Go ahead. Yeah.
The answer is yes, P. Willie, especially if it's a McDonald's check. No.
Literally, like, I mean, yeah, definitely. For sure. Definitely do it because you got. If you're really working at McDonald's, you got to get out. You got to get out. You got to expand your mindset to get the fuck out of that shit, dude.
What I would say. So back in college, right? I was working at Shopco in the back, moving shit basically. If I had the choice back then, right, and I only did it during summer, so it was my whole summer money, right? But like back in those days, would I have spent the whole paycheck to learn crypto? Like if I had a taste of crypto already, the answer would be hell yes. Simply just because it is the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So when you're looking at it like that, like the paycheck's a paycheck, it's going out the window one way or another. Might as well go out in a way that's gonna, prop you up and push you forward, in my opinion. So not just to say yes to the question, because, clearly, it's something that we would say. But if I was putting myself in those shoes, I'd be happy to. It also keep you focused.
Yeah, I totally agree. Basically, yeah.
So just work 24 hours, 7 days a week at McDonald's, and I'll cover it. I mean,
if you're
paying
working
$20 an hour right here nowadays. So.
I mean, this is kind of brutal to say this, but if you're working a minimum wage job, you need to find a way to get the fuck out of that. Like, it's not even brutal, man. Like, seriously, you need woman, man, woman, child. If you're working a minimum wage job, you need to figure out
a minimum wage job.
Hey, I don't know. There's people worldwide.
Well, I mean, some countries, yeah, right. I get you. Yeah,
you need to figure out how to take the money from your mom's purse and put it into your pocket. Cash advances, yes. No, don't do that, please.
Sure.
But I mean, but if you're a kid and stuff like that, you should be trying to like even do a candy business at school and stuff. Even if you have trouble, like those skills go with you forever.
Dude, I sold Boy Scout popcorn and shit. Fucking, I didn't even know it at the time, but like, it was actually used to. Yeah, like they do like caramel corn, chocolate covered popcorn, different stuff like this, and I didn't even know, but it was very useful for learning selling skills and stuff like that. So,
gotcha,
definitely.
Oh, Danny was gonna. There's a lot of questions for Charlie today. Here we go, Charlie. What made you want to move to Tokyo?
That's a good question. I think I guess the question is Japan versus Tokyo. That's a different story, right?
Right.
Because I wasn't in Tokyo the first time I came to Japan. I was in Nagoya. So I guess in terms of why did I want to move to Tokyo specifically? Nagoya.
Oh, okay.
If I were to say it with a really bad American accent, I could say Nagoya, but no, it's just Nagoya, which is it's kind of like the Detroit.
You're playing with deep water right there, bro. You're playing with some dangerous water.
It was kind of like the Detroit that's still good, right? Basically, is where Toyota is. Toyota makes that city. Anyways, it's kind of like a Midwestern type place in Japan, and so it was a nice area. But Tokyo is so much better. So once you get a taste of Tokyo, man, you just, you want. It's a very convenient city, very nice place to live. Awesome, one of the best cities I've ever been in. So that's what made me want to move there. In terms of Japan, it's a totally different story. But I love traveling, so I wanted to travel around the world when I was in my 20s and not do that when I was in my 60s. That's why I came to Japan.
Gotcha.
Retire early, Lambo out.
All right, Jack out of the box. I have 2 kids to feed, so full time is pretty far away from me until my bags can set me free. Maybe looking at it wrong though. Hey, it could be a
No,
supplement to your income, and but I think you said this. Either you told me this. It must have been you, Charlie, who said this and stuff. Like use crypto as a bonus, not as a salary.
correct. Yeah, because if you use anything that you invest in or trade or anything like that as a salary, right? It's not not going to be consistent enough. The market's
Right.
not consistent, right? So yeah, using it as a bonus and using it as a long-term savings account, right? So like I've been trying to convince a couple of my friends very lightly, that have kids already. I'm just like, hey, like go and take that money, like that you're gonna put in their fucking bank account for college. Who still does that? I do not know. But right, but just take it and buy Ethereum. That's it.
Yeah.
Like simplest way to pay for your kids' college. In 15 years, like all that jazz. And
It could even underperform and it still outperform everything else. Just
yep,
about.
and
Yeah.
you could probably put like $10,000 in there and be good for the kids' college plus, including
Yeah.
with inflation. Anyways, whether it's for if you think they don't need college, to get them, some good apprenticeship or something. I don't know, but like, yeah, for saving money and for bonuses that you can use over time, like I think it won't set you free, but it will free up your life, over time. So look at it in increments whenever you go towards a goal, right? Have checkpoints being like, okay, the first goal that I want is that I want to be able to not have to do a midnight shift or something, right? First goal, cool. Now I want to be able to do, and like if you add those little wins, like it does keep motivating you for that end goal of, Lambo out.
Oh, Jerry Oaksmith, I fucking hate you, you asshole. Oh, this is such a. Oh my god,
The B.
I hate. What do you call an American B? A USB.
Oh, okay. I mean, at least it makes sense.
No, it makes sense. I was just like, God damn, that's the most cringiest dad shit. I love it.
Well, I knew it was going to come to a dad joke for sure, but I mean, it's not. What's worse, that one or this one? Money doesn't grow. Well, this isn't even a joke. It's just a saying.
Right, yeah.
But money doesn't grow on trees, but it does grow on Merkle trees.
Hey, man.
I don't know, man. Like both are pretty, whatever. But if anybody does not get that joke about the Merkle trees, though, then I got to tell them that they got more research to do when it comes to blockchain and cryptocurrency. So if you do not know what a Merkle tree is, get on your game.
Definitely. But Jerry, yeah, thank you for the $10 super chat. That was actually pretty funny. I was just I was like, God,
good lull.
I was just mad. I was like, damn it, bro.
Hey, it makes sense though. I get it.
Definitely. All right, let's Junior Beltry. Hey guys, what's up? Do you recommend any exchanges to purchase Harmony One? I've been trying to get into Jewel KuCoin. Q to the coin. KU coin. Yep. And if you can't use it, VPN, baby. There you go. Quarter 4 2020 was a fairy tale. I don't get it.
First course, baby.
Yeah, let's see. Holy crap! How did your heart go through the chest, alien style? I think we're getting to the caffeine story now. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to you, workaholics. Hey, thanks, Fallout Zone G, dude. Nice.
What, isn't that the name of that show as well on Comedy Central? That one.
Fallout Zone?
No, what's the name of that show? That comedy show with those three guys.
Workaholics. Oh, Workaholics. Yeah.
Right. That show's
the guy with the bear suit. Like I'm a bear.
Yeah. Love that shit. It's funny.
Oof, is that what it takes to succeed in crypto? No, but it's just persistence. But the more time you put in, the more you expedite the
well, right. And the thing with crypto is like in any other industry, the amount of mistakes you make or the amount of things that you do, that shift and change over time,
right.
Like, you can make up for them and then you go beyond them and some, right? In crypto, whereas in another space that will take you out, like you're done. Sorry.
Right. Paul, why do you apologize? Were you on the apologize?
Who? I'm not apologizing.
Oh, it says like. Oh, you said. I thought you said.
Sorry. Take you. Oh, I said it will take you out. Sorry, sorry, you're done. Like you can't come back. Like Dunzos, baby. You're down for the count, right? So sorry, you can't. You're fucked. It's not me saying sorry. It's like what do you call it? Yeah. Sorry for your ass that couldn't make it, right? But in crypto, right, because the market comes back with a vengeance, right? Like your tide can just be lifted up so much that unexpectedly at certain points that it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So let's see. What's another good question? Wally Saurus, bro, I'm in the same position as Miguel. I have a landscape business. Oh, that's cool, dude. And I have 8 workers. I'm stuck. LOL. I don't want to leave them without a job, so I'm giving them training to handle the projects. Yeah, it's going to take a minute. On top of that, like what ends up happening too with a lot of those workers is like they may not be as verbally as good as you. They can still be full English speakers, but they don't got the gift of gab. There is this whole, like my dad would call it, and Wando, or like basically you got to know how to wrap your because landscape or construction, it's all one-on-one. Literally face-to-face business. It's very rare that you're doing a project where you're doing it over Skype, building a house over Skype. You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure that doesn't happen. But hey,
So,
maybe with those 3D printed houses these days.
Yeah. So it's I mean any of those kind of blue collar businesses, whether you like it or not, you even if you're an introvert, you become a lot more extroverted, or an extroverted introvert guy, just because you have to for the business. Or like I remember I had to knock on so many fucking front doors, and people shit like close the door on you hard sometimes and stuff, or just like I felt like a Jehovah's Witness, man. I goddamn shout out, baby. But yeah, it's a tough sort of thing and stuff like that. And if you are in the position to start downsizing that or something like that, you just start with the least productive houses, the houses that are just a pain in the ass, or the ones that pay the least, and just kind of take it down to like whittle it down to the best of the best, increase your profit margins. And then that'll lessen your time burden. But then what will happen is, because now you're used to you've got only the best houses and the best things that are paying you the most money, you magically just get you become more kind of cocky, where you're just like, let's just say you're charging $300-400 for a house, or you're charging like $80 an hour. I don't know, depending where you're at, like in terms of income. You'll just be like, you only say like how much you charging for this job? You're like $400 because you don't want to do it, and they're like, okay, because you said with confidence. You end up, it's so stupid. I hate it. Like it's just so dumb. It's like the more successful you are, and like the least time you have, the more people are just throwing money at you.
Yep.
It's just like a girl or something, or like,
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
the least available. Like if you're less available, they want you more.
But only if it's true, right?
Yeah.
So if you fake it, that shit don't last.
Yeah. No, I'll skip that one for now. Let's see. Totally, there is no. I own my own construction company. Hopefully, full time and career. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're doing it. Oh yeah, I see you right there on the scaffolding. That's cool.
Yeah. In in Hong Kong, they still do scaffolding with fucking bamboo, bro. On skyscrapers, though. Nonetheless, like it's crazy. What are you guys doing?
With bamboo, dude? What the hell?
Nope.
Let's see. Yes, let's get DollarCostCrypto to 10K subscribers. This is the mission, you guys. Subscribe, 10K subs. I'll do a special stream for you guys. 10K.
10K, then 100, then 1 million,
then 1 million, and then 10 million,
and then
I'm boxing for money against celebrities. Look at me, I'm the celebrity now.
DCC versus Sifu.
Oh, I'd knock his monkey ass out, bro. Second. Sifu, man, funds are safe for you. Sifu.
Funds were not Sifu.
Yeah. But yeah, man, with that, sign up for Crypto Mindset Q2, you guys. Go to cultivatecrypto.com/product. The link is in the description box, and it gives you a lot of payment options and stuff like that. You'll be able, if you can also split up the payment, if you're paying with PayPal, into 4 payments of like $200 and some change dollars per payment. So it's a pretty cool way to like get the course, so you're not getting hit with like the maximum amount there. There's also a 15% discount in crypto if you use. Do you have the links, Charlie, actually, to show how to pay in crypto?
Yeah, I can show them here.
Yeah.
There.
Be sure when you do pay for the course, you guys, be sure to check your email for your inbox and your spam folder. Sometimes the confirmation link with all the stuff you need is sometimes gets sent to your spam folder. So check the spam folder and check the inbox from time to time. Then you'll get the confirmation email. But here's the stream. Here it is.
Cool. It's on the screen now.
Yep.
All right.
So you go ahead.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is where you go. CryptoMindset.com. It's $9.97, and you can pay with Google Pay, add to cart with your regular card, or PayPal, and then the PayPal option gives you another option to pay into 4 easy payments. And then also if you need to pay with cryptocurrencies, I think Charlie has like the addresses there and stuff.
Yep. And yeah, if you want to pay in crypto, I will throw this address into the chat here for you guys. This is the Coinbase Commerce. Basically allows you guys to pay in Ethereum, Bitcoin. You could change it to what do you call it, USDC or whatever, and you do get a 15% discount. So flat rate for the Crypto Mindset course through cryptocurrency is $847.45. So get basically about $150 off on that. So put your best name and email address in here. When you do, make sure to follow these instructions. So once you have sent the payment, be sure to send an email to support at cultivatecrypto.com. Excuse me, goddamn. Support at cultivatecrypto.com, and then provide your transaction details. When you pay through Coinbase Commerce, you'll be able to click at the end here and see your Etherscan details. Make sure you put the name and email address that you entered during the purchase in there, and that will help us get you into the Telegram chat ASAP. So the more information that we have, the easier it is for us to confirm your transaction and get you going. Most of them are pretty simple. We did have one guy yesterday who I put an example name and email in here for bob@gmail.com, and there was a QR code that flashed on the screen. Somebody scanned the QR code and paid as bob@gmail.com. So I literally have no idea. Literally have no idea who this person is. But essentially what we will do is if we cannot track that person down or whatever, we could basically do a forced refund where the money will just go back to that person's account. So Coinbase Commerce is very simple, easy to use. So go ahead and do that. Just make sure to send us an email, support@cultivatecrypto.com. And I recommend people paying in crypto. It is very useful.
Since Liam is tracking this, so hey DC, can we pay for the course with Ether sent from an exchange, or will that make the payment hard to track?
Nope. Just make sure that you send the email and you're good to go.
Okay. Cool, man. Let's see. Jerry Oaksmith. LOL. Let's see. So many questions, you guys. My God, look, keep them coming, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, Miguel S. DCC, when you're president, will you come into the White House flying on a Pepe copter? I mean, this is the plan. Pretty much.
I mean, they're already green, right? Those helicopters. Right. So, easy.
Let's see. Jesus Christ. Charlie's all about that.
I mean, we're in it for the
Charlie got hosed. Charlie, go after those 19, 20-year-old thotties, baby. I love it. Yeah. Jerry Oaksmith, yeah.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Gaijin hunters, baby. You gotta be careful of them blow darts, baby.
Yeah, those ones, they can be a box of random, so be careful.
Now this one, Charlie's got, I don't know how to say that.
Hose.
Is that hose? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, here's a good one. Charlie, are you coming to Vegas for the Crypto Mindset get together?
We will talk about this in the course. But basically, all the details for the Crypto Mindset get together will be discussed in the course for you guys, so that everybody in the course gets first dibs on jumping on that. And then, we'll go. If there's still spots left afterwards, we'll talk about it on YouTube afterwards. Otherwise, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
It's starting, like, I'm gonna tell you this right now, like from the planning that we're doing right now, the shit's getting more degenerate by the second. God damn it. It's starting to get a little like, oh boy, this is gonna be have a good alibi, you guys. Have a good alibi. Fight Club, you guys. Fight Club. Like, I better not be seeing no pictures anywhere, you guys. I'm just saying. All right.
Make sure you got your burner phones.
All right. Let me calm down. I was laughing a little hard right there. All right, Jordan Kurtz. The yield for Phantom Boo is 10% higher on Liquid Trevor than Spooky Swap. Seems like a no-brainer to move it there. Yeah, sure. It's just you have to manually repothecate, but if you don't care about repothecating and you want to build up a Liquid Driver position, pretty good. I mean, I like Liquid Driver. I'm building a position on it for sure. Yep.
Yep.
Let's see. MLD is his best friend. He's good to go, baby. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I think we talked about this in the morning, Crypto Boogie. But like Miguel, would you be able to ape? Would you ape into Phantom or Oath at these current prices? I'm aping into it currently. Yeah, I'm just dollar cost averaging. I'm taking like income off of my farms and then buying Oath with it on the daily basis, just building my position up, as well as I'm collecting. For you guys who bought any, you guys bought any shares at the launch of the IDO that happened, or the ICO for Oath token. Just check back every day. You will have a certain amount of your Oath tokens come out every single day, which is pretty cool. And then I just take those Oath tokens, put them into the farm, and then on top of that, I just go buy some on the open market and then stake it as well. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah. Let's see. Damn, there's a lot of questions, you guys, but like, love life, you guys. Amazing. Let's see. My heroes are rugging me as well. No eggs. Oh, you'll get some more in a bit and stuff. Let's see. Long lock APR in Crystal Vale is about 140, 160%. And Serendale, yep, that's true. Yeah, and it's increasing as well and stuff. So it's pretty tight. My God. Oh, here's an interesting question. What do you guys think about Kusama with the extra supply coming out?
I'm not really like. Depends on where the market is at exactly going into May, right? I just think like kind of what we saw with Phantom earlier this year when Andre left, right? You saw a little extra sell pressure, right? I think you just see a little extra sell pressure potentially, but I don't think it's going to have like a crazy huge effect. I could be totally wrong, but it does seem like Kusama's been holding up pretty good. So yeah, I'm not overly worried about it, but if you get a nice dip, you can add more to your bag.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on with the chat. They're just talking about being a construction worker and carpenter. Just tons of comments about carpentry.
Oh, we did talk about that. So,
Charlie, I'm a union carpenter apprentice. 2-3 years. I'll be making 120. Dude, that's good money. That's
great money. At first, I was thinking crypto unicorns because there's a C and an R and a UN. You know where my mind's all messed up. I was like, union carpenter. Oh, right. Okay. No, union carpenter is great. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any of the traits, because like basically everyone. I mean, Charlie knows this as well as I do, because Charlie's a little older than me, but we're all roughly the same age, and going to college was pushed down our throats, heavy, and the trades weren't at all. So you have right now kind of a lack of plumbers, electricians, carpenters, guys who construct. I mean, anything that has to do blue collar, anything plumbing pays really well, actually, as well. Like starting off.
If I was gonna go into anything, I think it'd be so plumbing pays really good and stuff. But like being an electrician would be great.
Yeah, it's great money. Lazy fucks. Most of them are lazy fucking fucks.
Oh, they get to
I hear so many electricians. Yeah. So many electricians, man. Lazy assholes.
Hey, that's the benefit,
Yeah. I've seen some really funny like YouTube shorts about electricians. He's like, yeah, I'm an electrician and I have to leave my workplace a fucking mess because those fuckers will not believe that I actually worked. Because if you actually do your job properly as an electrician, it looks like you did nothing. So like I've seen shit of like people like leaving shavings of it just like trashed the entire thing. It's like, oh, the fucking electrician was here, fucking dirty fuckers.
Which is very realistic.
Which is really realistic. It's like, and you probably could bill a couple hours because you're cleaning up, right? But yeah. All right. Free Patriot. If a person has $200,000, how much should he be in crypto cash? Would you buy a house now in the USA? That's a lot of questions.
I would not buy a house, personally.
Right.
Not buy. But the only reason why I say that is because I think at some point the housing market will come down. It's pretty high right now.
Yeah.
And then the question is, I mean, how much should be in crypto versus cash? If a person has 200K, that's pretty wide.
That's a lot,
right?
Yeah. If he's 200 liquid.
I mean, if you're me or Miguel, probably all of it. But
I'd put 40 G's in the bank and 160 in crypto, something like that.
The word "should" is very subjective here.
But I mean, if you're getting tippy toe into it, but basically, I mean, take the crypto mindset, dude. If you literally have that much, take the crypto mindset course or get a consultation with me and Charlie afterwards.
I would say
And
both.
or both and stuff, and then kind of
All
get
the above.
because I mean, you're paying less than 1% of that money in order to like get that second opinion, and that could save you damn near all of it, because you could extremely misinvest that money, and you could take a substantial loss in cryptocurrency where you could be down 80% of the capital, and you turn 200 G's into 40 grand, 60 grand. Ouch.
Well, I mean, at the beginning of your stream, you did have Warren Buffett going from 88 billion to 100 million or whatever.
Hey, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that right now. But definitely take the course, get educated on this and stuff like that. But honestly, like, 100 G's over time. But like, you need to like you do not throw it all in one shot. You have to kind of dollar cost average it over 2-3 months, basically, so you can get a nice average price. Because I think right now we have great pricing right now.
Ooh,
but
nice.
but do not just like one like, oh, I'm gonna buy all of it in Ethereum right now, which is not the worst thing in the world, but still it's kind of like irresponsible, kind of, because.
Yeah, if Ethereum was 1,700, I would say it's not irresponsible. But I mean, like when it's like it could go lower. Yeah, it is. So you don't want to ever be too emotionally stuck on one price. That's for sure. And the other way to think about that question is, do you need that money at any point in the next 5 years, right? So if you can be without that 200K for 5 years, right? That would be the easiest way to say, okay, I can put this all towards crypto, right? But if you need it within 6 months, right, then that's a different story. So you want to make sure what you're putting in is long-term savings account that you don't need for a while. Yeah.
Though throwing $10,000 into Hex right now, probably not a terrible idea. Not financial advice. Anyway,
only 10.
Only 10. But Degenerate Neanderthal says if you add Charlie's email to your contacts, it doesn't go to spam. Ooh, correct. There you go.
So yep. Charlie at cultivatecrypto.com. Make sure to do that.
Yeah, let's see. Alex Liu, Q1 was amazing. DK was mind blowing. Dancing, seeing gains on the daily one. C-Veil. Any chance of 5,000 APRs coming back? It's so bad. There will be other opportunities, but more than likely, actually, I will say yes. It will come back. Not for Crystal Veil, not for Jewel, for the next expansion. There will be another one. It's looking like Matic, but that will not happen for at least 3-4 months. But if you build up you're building up your capital now, then guess what? On the next one, boom, earning, stacking, pretty nice. But definitely join the Crypto Mindset. We'll have more news on that, as well as other ways to kind of earn the best yield right now in the space. So yeah, definitely take that and stuff. It's going to be a lot of stuff, like from the DeFi Kingdom, Jewel, a lot of new ecosystems. We're going to be talking about 3 new L1s. Not an entire deep dive into like every single project, but the best farms that we've whittled down in the ecosystems. In terms of if you have a little spare cash, a nice side bet on this is probably a good idea, because you're just earning it when no one's paying attention. And then when those ecosystems kind of get hot again, damn, it's payday. Yeah. I might skip away to the bottom now. I'm going to see if I missed any super chats. But let's see. Magicians don't give a fuck, because unless they're building a panel. Yeah. It's so true. There we go. Caught up, you guys. Beautiful, man. Buy Hex and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys. But definitely, go follow Charlie from Cultivate Crypto and go to his website, cultivatecrypto.com. And leave your email address in there, as well as like check out a lot of the services that's on there. You can get a consultation from Charlie or Greg B on the website. And yeah, there's a lot. You have a lot of services on there. DCC website coming soon to a crypto mindset near you, and you'll be able to basically same time that we're having the sales for the crypto mindset the crypto mindset meetup. You're going to be able to actually get a consultation with me on the website and stuff through Calendly and everything like that. So no more poor, you guys. No more poor.
No more DMs.
No more DMs.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah.
And just to reiterate before we head out, yes, if we could show this.
Sure. It's up now.
Cool. Definitely get into the crypto mindset course for Q2. You don't want to miss out, right? Links are in the chat. There for you guys. And yeah, it's $9.97 one-time payment. You pay by PayPal, or you can do installments of 4 with PayPal, GPay, or add to cart, pay by credit card. If you want to pay by crypto, the details are here. Where was it? Oh, well, never mind. The details were there for a second. Maybe I have to refresh this page, actually. I think I updated that. But yeah, there we go. The details to pay in crypto are also here if you need all the details, right? In one shot, just scroll down and you can see all that detail about how to pay in cryptocurrency. The link for that is here with the Coinbase Commerce, where you get 15% off 1.5 by paying in crypto. And yeah, just make sure that you follow these instructions on the website, right? Which is send an email to support@cultivatecrypto.com once you do make a purchase with Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then we will make sure that you guys get into the course ASAP. So yeah, let's do it.
Beautiful, man. So so basically you can follow me at DollarCostCrypto here on YouTube if you haven't already. Shame on you. What the fuck? My Twitter as well as DollarCostCrypto as well, and then you could follow Charlie at
I think this thing called cultivatecrypto.com, or on YouTube at Cultivate Crypto, or on Twitter at Cultivate Crypto, or on TikTok at Cultivate Crypto, or on Instagram at Cultivate Crypto, although I only have one picture on there.
Well, cool. We'll be back tomorrow morning on Charlie's channel at 8 Eastern. And afterwards, we're going to be on a plethora of other YouTube channels and stuff. So we'll announce everything tomorrow morning and stuff. And as well as we'll be streaming tomorrow at the same time at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on my channel, Moon Gang time tomorrow as well. So later, you guys. Peace.